Assalamu alaikum, peace be to you all. I'm thinking this evening, it's lovely to see all these people from Solihull. A lot of my work is based in Birmingham, but I love it when I work in Solihull because I actually live in Solihull. And just to add to what Dr. Musa had mentioned earlier on, I cannot express to you what a privilege and an honour it is to be in your company and for you to come here today to celebrate and remember the life of our beautiful Jesus Christ. If my boss, Reverend Barry Clark, were here this evening and he had heard that I had only 5 minutes to speak, he would have said, impossible. So, don't tell him that. But if I finish by 8:05 and my 5 minutes are up, somebody go and tell him for me, please, would you? Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary is someone whom Muslims look up to so greatly. She is a most elevated woman. We are going to look in this few minutes presentation at Mary's status and the reasons for her high status, and lastly about the birth of the baby. We heard the verses and read the verses, and I'm now just going to emphasize some of that for you. This dialogue that was, in the Quran, the angel speaks and says, O Mary, or Maryam is the Arabic for Mary, surely Allah, God, has chosen you and purified you and chosen you above the women of all nations. So you can see from here how the Quran places her above other women. What's also very new to many Muslims is that in fact she's not only mentioned in Surah Maryam or chapter Mary, but that she's mentioned throughout the Quran, in fact, 33 times over. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said that the best women in paradise are four, and he mentions Maryam as one of them. Lady Khadija was his wife, who supported him in his time of need. The third one, Asiya, was the Pharaoh's wife, and she had to go through a great deal within her life. And Fatima, his daughter, Muhammad, peace be upon his daughter, also had to go through so much in life and gave so much. Maryam was the daughter of Imran, and she is mentioned within those four people in terms of being in paradise. And the reasons for this high status that Maryam has is, firstly, she so loved God. She so loved Allah that she would be in the temple all the time, praying, remembering God, worshipping God. And often Zachariah in Arabic, her carer, often used to come in and find her there, always in deep worship of God. And secondly, she was known as being such a great woman in terms of the givingness that she had. She was so charitable. She was always taking care of the ill, and especially of those who were orphans and widows. When it comes to the birth of Jesus, the dialogue that she has with the angel is such that when Angel Gabriel had come to her, he came in the form of a perfect man. And as he stood there, she didn't know who he was or what he was there for. And she was worried about that. But he calmed her. And he mentioned to her, as you saw in the verses earlier, that he'd come with some good news of the birth of a holy baby, a holy child. Of course, she didn't understand it. She said to him, as the Quran narrates, "How can I have a son, seeing that no man has touched me, and I am not unchaste?" He said, "Even so, your Lord says it is easy for me, and that we may make for him a sign to mankind, and a mercy from us, and it is a matter which has been decreed." And these are very strong words of the Quran, talking about what God is able to do and create whatever he wishes to create. When it came to her labour, it's the time when many Muslim women stop and remember. And in fact, traditionally will often eat dates, and this comes from this verse as well, because she went to a secluded place where the other people were not, and she was really worried. And you read earlier on how she said, "Oh, that I had been dead this day and forgotten, because it was so much to bear." And then a voice came to her, saying, "Grieve not, surely your Lord has made a stream to flow beneath you," reminding her to drink from that. "And shake towards you the trunk of the palm tree, and it will let fall on you fresh ripe dates. So eat and drink and refresh the eye. Then if you see any mortal, say, surely I have vowed a fast to the Beneficent One, so I shall not speak to any man today." And this is one of the miracles which I think we might be learning about later on, about Jesus Christ being born, and she was going to be abstinent from speaking or talking to people when they were going to scandalise her. So she takes this baby back, and what happens? People look to her, and they are in shock. They cannot believe that a woman who came from the background that she came from could possibly have done this thing. They said, "How can we..." So what she said, she fasted, and she said, she pointed to the baby, saying nothing to them. They looked, and they said, sorry, my right. And I can't speak without my hands, sorry. They said, "How can we talk to one who is in the cradle, a young child?" And then the baby spoke. "Surely I am a servant of God, of Allah. He has given me the book and made me a prophet. And he has made me blessed wherever I may be, and he has enjoined on me prayer and charity so long as I live." This is the first of the miracles that Muslims believe and that the Quran speaks of the birth of Jesus. Thank you.